locking in. Discipline, consistency, and hard work. 3 things for locking in my opinion. But where does it also all start before these 3 things? Boom, 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 boom. Number 1, set a goal. Whatever that goal is, you go down, pray. So you set that goal for yourself, but you also set that goal for God. What? You think because God knows every step of the way, He's gonna know every single intent and thought you have in your mind before you want to do it? So you pray about it. That's number 1. But then, listen to me right now. I've said this multiple times. God will take that goal and thought in your mind, and He will hold you like this on a leash. I'm not even kidding. And He will drag you to that little water pond right there. Drag you to it. That water pond is your goal. And then you're gonna be like a horse. It's like a horse. You're leading a horse to the pond and the water, and it's thirsty. It's thirsty for that goal. But you think He's gonna put your head like this in the water and make you drink it? You think so? He's gonna lead you to it. He's gonna lead you right to it, because listen, anything you pray about, He'll make it happen. He'll make it happen. So the second you start realizing that, now listen, I will tap even more into this because I know y'all know this. I know this, but it's still so hard. So He leads you to that water, and then He will look at you like this. That's the water right there, right? This is you. Oh, you're not gonna drink? Cool. Stay right there then. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. And He will come back to you every day. You drinking? Okay. But you drinking yet? Okay. Every day, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out.
Persistence. Failure is a trick. Okay? Let me say that again to get in your subconscious mind. Failure is a trick. Okay? It is a trick in the mind. Okay? Failure and defeat is 2 different things. When people fail at something, they think it's over. They think, oh, I got defeated. No. Okay? That's what failure wants you to do. It wants to trick you into thinking you are defeated. You're not defeated. The only person that can defeat you is you. The only thing that can defeat you is you. Defeat is a mental thing. Okay? Defeat is oh, I give up. That is what defeat is. Failure is, it just didn't work. So don't even look at it as failure. Yo, it just didn't work. Failure, the benefit of failure is you learn. Okay? Look at any successful person. Okay? Any person that has a multi-million-dollar business or even a multi-billion-dollar business, they all failed when they first started. Okay? No successful person in life, in evolution, in anything, period, when it comes to business, money, anything. No person literally just, okay, I started this today. Oh, when I succeeded tomorrow. No. Okay? Some people fail 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, even 10,000 times. But when they finally got their first win, that's when all the magic happened. Okay? This is when all the wealth came in. But why did all that wealth come in? Okay? Why did that magic happen? Why did they get their first win? Because they was persistent.
And if I could work that hard every day, with being blessed with the physical tools that I have, what would my career be? And I made a promise to myself on that day that I was going to work that hard every single day, so that when I do retire, I have no regrets. And that was the most important thing for me, is to leave no stone unturned, get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, I'd have something that was beautiful. That was my philosophy. It seems like a pretty simple one, but if you live your life to just get better every single day, if you do that for 20 years, what do you have?
Like when it gets to a point where people subconsciously disrespect you and they're just like, oh, I'm not even disrespecting him. That's what he's just always allowed me to do. I don't even see it as disrespect. I just see it as this is allowed. When it gets to that point, then that's when you know you're in bad territory. That's when you know, like, you really got to start enforcing things. And what I've realized is that it's way harder to earn that respect or like get somebody to lower the limitation or see you as someone that they can't do certain things with. Like, say you've normalized someone always doing a certain action, it's going to be hard to unnormalize that for them without them seeing you in a certain way. So that's why you got to kind of enforce those boundaries early on so that it doesn't become their normalization in your relationship. And I think when it came to myself, and probably for a lot of you guys as well, is that when it came to enforcing certain boundaries, you feared their reaction. Like, you feared whether they would accept you. You feared whether they would want to be in your life if you had that respect for yourself, or if you retaliated or talked to them in that way. And that's where letting people miss out on you comes in, and just understanding that some people just aren't worth it, and some people just aren't for you. Because what you also have to understand is that if you allow certain people in your life and they just don't have respect for you, like, then you can't trust them, then you can't expect them to put effort into you, then you can't expect them to show up for you in times of need. Like, sometimes you have to truly question, is lowering my standards, lowering my boundaries, trying to force this person into my life, is that even a good thing for me? Like, what value does it bring to my life? Like, yeah, they might have this status, they may have this one thing they can provide, but don't allow that to make you overlook every other thing that they also bring into your life. The negativity, the disrespect, thinking they could get away with certain things.
If you don't love yourself, bro, nobody else is gonna love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So first off, it all starts with self-love, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you get to a point where you love yourself, you're gonna start taking care of yourself. You're gonna start dressing better. You're gonna start eating better. You're gonna start feeling better. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start having confidence. And once you start having confidence, people is gonna start seeing you have confidence. The way you walk gonna be better. The way you talk gonna be better. The way you feel gonna be better. The way you live is gonna be better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Type shit, nigga. So start loving yourself, bro. Start taking care of yourself. Start taking yourself shopping and start buying yourself nice things and things of that nature, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because once people see how you love you, they want to love you.
How did you really not start letting things bother you or get to you? It's a choice. It's a mental choice, bro. It really is a mental choice. It's a mental choice. And you damn near have to build up the strength to prevent the reaction. Let's say I'm driving. Somebody cuts me off. Let's just build a story here. I'm driving. I got bad road rage, right? I'm driving. Somebody cut me off. That shit pisses me off. I start snapping at them, beat my horn. This is a habit for me. This is normal. I go home and I say, yo, I notice this. This is self-awareness. This is like the breakdown of the video of self-mastery that y'all know. Y'all can watch this and get more depth. But I go home and I notice, I'm like, damn, I be getting pissed off when somebody cut me off in traffic. I don't like that shit. So now I got the self-awareness. I recognized, I at least had the conversation with myself. Maybe I can't stop it yet, but I'm aware of like this anger. I'm aware of like what triggers it. I'm aware of the whole process. Now next time it happens, right? I can remember when I said to myself that I don't like when this shit makes me mad. So boom, somebody cut me off in traffic. A week later, 2 weeks later, a month later. At a certain point, I'm getting used to talking to myself about this shit. And the more I talk to myself, the more I start to think about it. So next time it happens, I can say, nope, you know what? I had this conversation with myself. I ain't gonna do it. That's really a simplified version of self-control, bro. Like that's really a simplified version.
It is harder to get rich than it's ever been, and it's also easier to get rich than it's ever been. The reason it's harder is because in the 1980s or 1990s, it was basic consumer capitalism. For you to get rich, you had to sell a product. You'd open a butcher's store, or you'd open a bakery, or you'd open a factory that sells teacups, and enough people would buy your product, and before you know it, you'd be rich. Very simple. But in the world we live in today, there are no mom and pop shops, there are no small businesses, because everything has become globalized and monopolized. It's extremely difficult for you to compete with Amazon. How are you going to open a little phone store and sell phone chargers for 20 pounds each when somebody can buy them on Amazon for 99 cents? It makes it very difficult for you to have a small business. However, it is also easier to become rich than ever before, because now you can grow capital with basically no work. In the 1980s, at the same time, where it was easy for you to open up lots of little stores and make money with consumer capitalism, if I said to you, here's $10 million, grow it, you'd have to really think outside the box of how you're going to do that. Nowadays, if I give you 10 million and said grow it, you know exactly what to do. Even without professional training, even with no research, you simply buy Bitcoin, you buy ETH, or you invest in the stock market and you sit and wait for your money to go up. So it's easy to turn money into more money, but it is very difficult to get money in the first place. And that is why the game is truly unfair, because as a rich person, it is so ridiculously easy to make more and more money. But as a poor person, even you at home watching this understand all you need is 3 or 4 million. If you had 3 or 4 million liquid, you wouldn't have to buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or an Aston Martin or a McLaren. You wouldn't do that. You'd invest it and you'd be rich for life. But how do you get the 3 or 4 million? If you can dedicate 1 year of your life inside of the real world to making and saving as much money as possible, you know exactly how to grow it. And that money will grow for the rest of human time. For the rest of your life, for you, for your children, for your bloodline, you can grow that money with basically zero work. You don't have to dedicate yourself to opening a whole string of factories or butchers or bakeries. You can simply take that money, park it, and profit from it. If you understand this, you understand why it's so important to make money now, because this wealth gap, this is the true gap we're experiencing. This is the divide that's going to continue to grow. The people who have money to invest in all of the emerging opportunities and the people who don't. You at home right now, all of you understand Bitcoin's going to $1 million, but you can't afford to buy Bitcoin. So what can you do about it? You know Bitcoin's going to $1 million. You know you're going to 10x your money, but you have no money. It's quite a frustrating place to be. So, it is true that it is harder to become rich than ever before, because you can't simply open a small business and rely on consumer capitalism. But it is also true that if you find some money and you allocate it correctly, it is easier to become rich than ever before, because it's guaranteed to grow. And if you understand this, your number one incentive, the number one thing you should be trying to do right now, every single day, as you wake up, is not waiting for New Year's Eve, not waiting for a New Year's resolution, not waiting for motivation, not waiting until you feel like it. You should wake up every single day and say, I need to get some money today, because I know that money is going to become more money tomorrow.